Hello, my name's Beth Rogers from Portsmouth Business School and I'm the author of Rethinking Sales Management.
Why has selling not received the recognition or respect that it deserves over the last 100 years?
Well, I think over the past 100 years there's been such tremendous change worldwide, and of course for most of the past 100 years it's products that have been important. There's been great hunger for products, great demand, and getting product out there at the right price has been the focus of managerial attention, so much so that the interface between a buying company and a selling company up and down the supply chain was less important, and in fact the purchasing profession as well was neglected for many decades. But in the past 30 years there's been a real change. There's been much more competition, much more maturity in a lot of markets, and so consequently companies can now differentiate themselves by how they buy and how they sell. The purchasing profession has moved on enormously in terms of their strategic importance in sourcing strategy, and along with that we've seen the selling profession becoming more important in differentiating the company in the way they do things as well as what they have to offer as a product and service.
What does successful selling depend on?
Well, my opinion is that successful selling depends on high levels of thinking skills. I mean, maybe I would say that as a sales educator, but if you see salespeople in action time after time, you can see that the ones that are most effective with their time and with the customer's time are those that are really thinking themselves into the customer's situation. What are the pressures on them? What are they trying to achieve in terms of the strategy for their organisation or for their household in business to consumer? And then analysing how it is that your product or service can meet those requirements. So it's partly creative because you need some imagination, but it's also analytical and working out at the end of the interaction with the customer. It's something that they can take away with that gives them some real detail about the value they'll be getting from what you've got to offer.
What are the key challenges for 21st century sales managers?
The key challenges for 21st century sales managers is that they need to move on from the kind of high pressure environment of achieving things through other people, through perhaps a transactional approach to people management, setting tasks and expecting results. These days, particularly with the new generation of salespeople coming into the workforce, there's a real need for leadership styles. Transformational leadership might be the academic way to put it. And that encompasses really understanding the business strategy, putting the sales effort in the context of business strategy, also relating it to the strategy that customers are trying to achieve, and helping people to get there through coaching and really taking them through a behavioural approach, if you like, rather than just focusing on outcomes.
The relationship between sales and marketing is often misunderstood. Why is this, and when does it work best?
The relationship between sales and marketing has been fraught in some sectors in the past. I used to work in the information technology sector, and certainly sales in that industry had a lot more power than marketing, and some of the longer term ideas that marketing focused on were seen as out of touch with the need in sales to get results and get results in the short term. Now, things have moved on, and I think best practice is certainly observable in fast-moving consumer goods, and that's the kind of typical push-pull scenario, if you like, for marketing communications, because clearly the marketing department exercise a lot of pulling power in the way that they communicate with consumers, the end customer who is pulling brands through the supply chain. And the sales department is very important in the account management that they engage with the major supermarkets and other types of retailers. And so they have to be integrated. They've got to get that, what's in the shop at the right time for the consumer to connect with marketing messages, and that brings everything together in a very positive way. And that's now being taken up in other sectors, recognition that bringing the activity of account managers together with marketers' emphasis on creating brand values and developing the reputation of the company can be a real win-win. And most research that we've seen in recent years, and this has been a topic of interest for researchers, indicates that where sales and marketing are integrated, then company performance can be so much better.
Improving sales processes is a constant challenge for organisations. What advice would you have for them?
I think as far as sales process is concerned, I would recommend to sales managers looking first and foremost at the robustness of their forecasting, gathering information from salespeople and putting it together with other quantitative information coming from market research can mean that you can really improve the value of sales forecasting to the organisation and help the organisation to be more effective, because all errors in sales forecasting have a very unfortunate knock-on effect for production or operations. So the more that processes concerning, for example, sales cycles, sales funnels, matching customers' buying cycles, bringing that back into improved forecasting, every little stage improvement will be worth a great deal to the organisation.